Now, when you left the RBI, your last line said that you would be available to serve your country in any capacity in the future. There has been endless speculation about your possible entry into politics. You've always said, it's not for me. My wife would leave me. She disapproves. That always suggests that left to yourself, you may have. So when you walked with Rahul Gandhi in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and I know you've said countless times that was, supporting a moment and not a party as such. But I have to ask you again, if it's no, why is it a no on joining politics?
It's comparative advantage, a big issue in economics, right? What am I better at? I think I'm better at offering ideas. I think while I was at the RBI, I implemented the ideas that I had earlier with the, I had put together a commission for Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, and many of the ideas that we implemented at the RBI came from that commission, including freeing up banking. Bank branching was one of the important things we did. But I would rather sort of put out the ideas, and if somebody wants to run with them, great. I don't necessarily need to be the person to run with them. And so, I sometimes feel a little irritated when somebody says he wants to be finance minister. I mean, look, it's a pretty terrible position.
I mean, the BJP said you want to be prime minister when you walked with Rahul Gandhi. He wants to be the next Manmohan Singh.
Yeah. I mean, look, what I would like to do is to see India do a lot better. And, to the extent anybody wants to listen to me, I'm happy to advise them.
But I think as a reporter, I'm aware that there are political parties that reached out to you. Right. They wanted you to take a Rajya Sabha seat. I think the Aam Aadmi Party was keen on that at some point. There was some talk that you might work with Prashant Kishore. Did you ever at any point seriously consider, maybe your answer was no, but did you seriously consider joining politics at any point?
No, I mean, look, I think I can do as much by sitting outside. Once I become part of a political party, I have to respect the structures of that political party. And that sort of constrains you tremendously and also reduces your ability to be trusted by others who don't belong to that party. So I think it's important to stay as independent as you can. I think on Bharat Jodo, I believed in the sentiment of that walk, which is we need to have national integration based, again, seems corny, but based on decency and love rather than on hate.
You don't see yourself as a Congress supporter?
No, as I said, I have worked with the past NDA. I'm for any sort of party that stands for, at that moment, for what the ideals of India are. And sometimes one party stands more for it than another. And what I would like to do is, strengthen the hands of those who want us to go in the right direction.
But when all these nudges and offers came to you, why don't you consider us? Why don't you consider a tenure in parliament? And now we do know that they did. Were you tempted at any point? Did you think about it? Did you give it a serious thought? Did your wife overrule it? Did you kind of intuitively feel, no, I don't want to? Were you conflicted?
So I am, this sounds, again, the politician's answer. I am actually very happy with my job as it is, and it would take a lot to get me out of it, right? So I am able to talk about ideas. I have a lot of graduate students. I have eager young MBAs, many of whom are from India.
Yeah.
I have students. I have colleagues who are the best in the world. My co-author won the Nobel Prize last year. So, I mean, this is a great environment. And so people say, oh, you're hankering for that. No, I'm not hankering for anything.
I'm not saying you're hankering. I'm just asking you, were you tempted?
I was not. Because I would rather, while we are trying to make a change, be able to speak independently from the outside. And let's see how we can change. I mean, if the government wants to espouse some of these ideas, well and good. If some parties want to, well and good. And I'd be willing to push for the ideas.
Would you be willing to work with the Modi government again if there was an opportunity?
I think that if they, depends on, I've talked to people in the government on occasion on certain issues and given them whatever advice I can. I think it really depends on the situation.
You're not saying no. You're not saying an absolute no. You think
You're trying to pin me.
You think it's too theoretical, basically. You think it's too hypothetical.
I think it's too hypothetical.
Okay.
I would agree with that.